Hi everyone, it's Rax. Another Friday meant another round of pushing 150 solo god DH. This was about 10 and a half hours in and about 300 keys down, and we had another heartbreaking loss. Different way to lose this time. Let's see how it went. So today was actually very rough. I did not have anywhere near the luck that I had the first two times. We went through about 350 keys and only had 2 boss spawns. But at the very end, we finally had this Summoner Charger Festering, which is quite good. So in the beginning, I'm just trying to get as many stacks as I possibly can. And then we're going to throw the seasonal buffs, and that's pretty much our only chance to kill elites. The only way I can kill elites is if I have a missile dampening pack that magnifies the damage that I deal tremendously, because the hungering arrows are very slow, so they deal massive damage. Or if they're extremely hurt, I mean like 5% HP hurt, then I can finish them off. But other than that, it's pretty much all about the seasonal buff. So having 78 stacks already is quite good. So we move forward here. I do want to drag the elites down on a festering. I do want to bring all the elites to the end, and I want to crack as many of them as I can with as many of the seasonal buffs to see if we can get some free kills. Here we go, a 78 stack buff, and we get a snowball. So snowballs are extremely strong. If they can continuously hit the enemies, they're going to deal massive damage. As you see the snowball rolling down the lane, anything that it touches is just going to get clobbered. So you can see the snowball has already gotten 49 kills for me. That's quite good. 50, 51 as it continues its rampage down this festering woods. We spawn a channeling pylon, which really does nothing for me, but I guess I'll take it, but it really does practically nothing for me. I don't have any resource issues or any major cooldowns that aren't up with how I've built my god DH. The tricky thing is trying to get these guys to move forward. For some reason, they just refuse to move. And that's one of the tricky parts, and they're getting stuck in the trees, which is why I went in the top lane. Going in the top lane hopefully prevents things from getting stuck, but not this time. Don't have any luck, but oh well. That's kind of how today went. Anyway, let's get some stacks. We're going to throw another seasonal buff, and we're going to keep working on the turkeys and the ghost. Looks like we have another 78 stacks, 80 stacks. Here we go. What are we going to get this time? We move on top of them, and we have tornadoes. The tornadoes destroy the turkeys instantly, but there's no globes, which means, yes, there is a giant turkey back here that never moved. Feels bad, man. And it looks like this ghost is like stuck in the nether. The ghost is not moving, so there's another elite that I lost. So this has not been a great start. It's been alright because it's Summoner Charger and we got so many stacks for the seasonal buff. But how the elites have gone so far has been quite horrible. Oh well, nothing to do but keep going. We've got the turkey here. We lost the ghost because I don't know what happened. The ghost just stopped attacking me and was frozen in place. I cannot sit there and just wait for him to wake up. So let's move on. 46 stacks so far. I want to get more stacks. Again, to fire up another big seasonal buff, I need to kill that turkey. He's the only one left alive. And we should also go ahead and pull some more stuff. We got to keep moving as well. So that's what I do here. Let's grab some more stuff and bring it back. And let's put it on the turkey and try to kill him. We've also got this oppressor here and a bunch of bulls. So a lot of high value targets. What do we get? More twisters. Not mad about that at all. Twisters immediately kill the oppressor. And they kill the turkey for me as well. So that was absolutely beautiful. Tornadoes did major work for me there. I'm going to have to send them a fruit basket for that one. Well, while I've got this tornado up, might as well make some use of it. Alright, we've got some more elites. I like that. Let's gather everything up, and it's the same strategy. Get some stacks, throw the seasonal buff, try to damage the elites as much as possible. Now, one thing that's important to know is you practically have to finish the rift on a conduit, as I get vaporized by all the elites attacking me. But you pretty much have to spawn with a conduit. So we're going to be in a very weird position if a conduit spawns on this map. Because technically I need to spawn with that to have the best chance to have as many stacks as possible to kill the boss. So the problem is if I take the conduit, I'm not going to spawn the guardian here, and then I'm going to have to keep moving. So the first thought in your mind might be, well, just save the conduit, go through the rift, and then teleport back to town and come back and take the conduit at the end. The problem with that strategy, as we get twisters for like the 20th time in a row, the problem with that strategy is if you port to town, it resets your buff, which is going to waste 90 seconds of my time. And it's very, very rare on any 150 solo that you've got 90 seconds to spare. So that's really not an option. So we're going to have to come up with something clever if we spawn a conduit here. Oh, you guessed it. There it is. So now I'm already like, well, on one hand, yay, the conduit's here. On the other hand, there's no way a conduit is going to spawn the boss for me. So one thing that you should always do, two things you're going to see me do, which I strongly encourage you to do on all of your solo pushes. The first is get all the information that you can before making a decision, and then also pause your game when you need to make a decision. I go next, and now I know next map is a sands with big bogans, and now I'm pausing to think about what exactly am I going to do here. This is what I come up with as I think to myself. What I need to do is I need to play this map, the Howling Plateau, backwards. Meaning I'm going to run to the end, I'm going to bring everything back to this door, then I'm going to go previous and take the conduit, come back to this floor and zap all the elites, and that should give me enough progress to go back to the Festering and zap those elites at the door and spawn on the Festering. Because I want to spawn on the Festering because the door is very good for the snowball to bounce back and forth. So let me tell you that one more time in case this was confusing. I need to play this map that I'm on, the sands, backwards. Meaning I need to run to the end and bring everything back to the door. Then I'm going to go previous and take the conduit. Then I'm going to run back to the sands map and zap the elites dead and grab all their orbs. And then I'm going to go back to the Festering and zap all the stuff back there and kill the elites and then take their orbs. The next thing that I'm trying to figure out here is on the previous map, there are a ton of monsters there. And I mean a ton. And a conduit only has a certain number of monsters it can electrocute at a time. So another thing that I'm going to do for a moment before I play this map backwards is I'm going to kill or at least weaken severely some of the trash. Because when the conduit's going off, I'm going to need it to essentially one-shot all that little trash. Otherwise, I'm not going to have enough time to zap all the elites. It's an intricate plan. I have no idea if it's going to work, but it's the only way that I can think of to do this. I do not want to throw the seasonal buff here. If it wipes out all that trash, it's going to be horrible for me. So I go here and I'll throw the seasonal buff onto these elites. It's okay if it's not the greatest in the world, but it actually did pretty well there. I'm happy with that. Now, like I said, I need to go previous, and I need to weaken some of this. I need to bring it all the way to the door, and I need to do some damage to it. Now, I don't want to kill all of it, because I want the stacks for the end. But I can't have a million monsters alive, because I'm not going to sit here the whole time with the conduit. I'll be lucky to get 30 seconds on this map. Okay, I killed about 15 things, and I really weakened the rest of it. I feel comfortable with that, and let's move forward. So there's one elite there, there's some dogs there, and there's some shamans there. So I got very lucky. I found all the elites at the beginning, which is super good news. So I'm going to throw this seasonal buff on the elites, and then I'm going to rush forward and go to the end and see what's there and try to make a circle around the map and try to deal some damage. Then I'll come back here with all of the elites, bring them to the door, and try to implement our strategy. Is it going to work? Who knows, but it's the only way that I can think of to make sure that we finish with the conduit on the Festering without teleporting to town to lose 90 seconds. Here comes the seasonal buff. What is it? It is a snowball. Snowballs are extremely strong. I like snowballs. It's taking this weird square pattern. That's fine. Every time it hits one of the elites, it does massive, massive damage. So I let the snowball do its thing. And much to my amazement, it actually killed one of the elites, just straight up 100-0, which is unbelievable, which demonstrates the power of the snowball. So I go to the end here. There's not too much here, just some boggets to kill. That's fine. I'll take the stacks, no big deal. Let's get all the little boggets down. And then maybe we'll go up the right side and see what's over there. This isn't exactly the most impressive map I've ever seen. Now I'm just looking for a good place to fight here, a good place to get some progress, but there's really nothing here at all. And my seasonal buff is about to go off as I notice, and I would really like to throw the seasonal buff on the elites at the top. So I say, you want to know what? Forget it. This isn't worth anything anyway. I need to bring those little guys over here, but first let's throw this, whatever this is, over here. It's another snowball. All right. Well, snowballs have done work for me in the past. I'm content just to let it kind of bulldoze down everything, and now I need to bring all of these elites down to the door to implement our final tactic. And the snowball luckily is coming back every time it rolls over an enemy. It's major damage done to them. And it's time to hope that we get lucky. So I want to throw this next seasonal buff on the Festering Woods because I need it to kill as much trash for me as possible to help me with the conduit. It's really too bad that we only have 14 stacks here, but what are you going to do? That's all we got. So I'm just making sure that none of the blues got away from me. Okay, we have them all here. That's good news. And it's about showtime. Once I click that conduit, that's it. If we don't spawn the boss at the end of it, the run is over. So take another moment to gather myself. Not quite sure if we have enough progress here with the elites here and killing everything, but it's too late. It's too late for second guessing. We've got to go for it. Here we go. 15 stack. We're throwing it on this floor. What did we get? A snowball, but for some reason it went that way. Rip. Okay, here we go. 20 stacks. 30. We have to spawn the boss with this or it's over. There should be 2 elites here. If I dragged all of the little shamans, there goes one of them. And there go the other 2. Back to the Festering. I want to spawn here. Zapping everything down. We got 73 stacks so far. So we're definitely at least in snowball territory with 90 stacks. And it looks like we're just barely going to have enough. Barely. So we have 98 stacks and 98% progression. Should be able to clean up the last couple of percentages here. Here we go. It's showtime. 115 stacks. It's possible to kill with twisters at this amount, but the twisters are going to have to be absolutely amazing. Need to dismiss the follower so the guardian can approach the door. And that's it. Once I get Sandshaper into the door, it's time to throw. So we prefer snowballs, but twisters will work as well. If it's meteor, firewall, or anything else we lost, or the breath, we're in the door, but we got the twisters. But I forgot one thing. Sandshaper moves around all the time and teleports. So no matter what, when you spawn Sandshaper, it's a rip. On top of all the RNG you need for a clear, you also have to have a Rift Guardian that will just simply stand in the door. So because we spawned Sandshaper, it's over. It's heartbreaking, guys, but there's nothing to do but plug the next key. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully next time, next Friday, we'll be back with a real clear. Thank you.